It was just a simple box. No fancy wrapping. No card. No words. Just, left on the table before he walked away. There are moments in life we never talk about, not because they aren't important, but because they're too important. Too personal. Too real. Too painful. This is the story of a gift. A quiet, secret gesture between two people who shared more than just screen time. A gift Can Yaman gave Demet Özdemir. That she couldn't throw away. That she couldn't even look at without remembering. And for years, she kept it hidden. Not from shame. Not from anger. But because some memories are too precious to be touched by time. Before the glitz, before the international headlines, and before millions of fans shipped them together, there was just Can and Demet. Two actors. Two dreamers. Two people who didn't expect anything, but found everything. It started with stolen glances on set. With quiet smiles between takes. With the kind of silence that feels louder than words. Everyone around them saw it. The spark. The chemistry. But what most people didn't know is what happened when the camera stopped rolling. One evening, after a long shoot, they stayed back. The crew had left. The lights were off. Just the two of them in that studio space. Demet was laughing at something Can said. And for a moment, the world faded. He looked at her, not as a co-star. Not as a colleague. But as someone he didn't want to lose. That night, he handed her something. Wrapped in nothing but emotion. A small gift. Something personal. Something that only made sense to the two of them. To this day, Demet has never fully revealed what the gift was. Some say it was a bracelet. Others say a letter. Some believe it was a scent, a perfume Can wore every day. But the truth? It wasn't about the item. It was about the meaning behind it. It was Can's way of saying, even if we can't say it out loud, I feel it too. Demet took that gift home. She placed it in a small drawer by her bed. She never wore it. Never showed it. But she never let it go. Even when they drifted apart. Even when the world started asking questions. Even when other people entered their lives. The gift stayed. In the months that followed, things began to shift. The show that brought them together was over, but their names were now everywhere, together. Fans created videos. Articles speculated. Every look, every smile, every interview was dissected. But behind closed doors, things weren't so simple. They were being pushed into the spotlight before they were ready. What they had, if it was love, or something even more delicate, was too fragile to survive the noise. Can flew to Italy more often. Demet started new projects in Turkey. Their schedules were no longer in sync. Their hearts still were, but timing, as always, was cruel. Demet once said in an interview, sometimes, people need to grow separately, even if they don't want to. But even as the world began to assume they were done, even as tabloids whispered of new romances, the gift stayed in her drawer. There were days when Demet would open that drawer, take a deep breath, and just hold the gift. She never cried, not always. Sometimes she smiled. Sometimes she closed her eyes and remembered how it felt to be seen, truly seen, by someone. She remembered one afternoon during filming, when Can was exhausted, drenched in sweat from a long scene, and yet still looked at her like she was the only calm in the chaos. She remembered the way he once whispered, "You don't even know what you do to me." And she remembered the silence that followed, because sometimes the silence is the confession. The gift became her anchor. Not because she was holding on to him, but because it reminded her that at least once, someone understood her completely. Years later, during a press tour for one of her dramas, Demet was asked a simple question. What's something you've kept for a long time, but never shown anyone? She paused. Her smile flickered. Then she said, softly, something small. A memory. A gift. I didn't have the heart to throw it away. The interviewer laughed, thinking it was a joke. But Demet wasn't laughing. Her eyes lowered for a second. Her fingers touched the ring on her hand, not the one she was wearing, but almost as if she was remembering something else. That clip went viral. Fans speculated. Was she talking about Can? Demet never confirmed it. But those who knew, knew. Can, for his part, never spoke about the gift. He was always careful, respectful. Even when asked directly about Demet, he'd smile and change the subject. But there was one moment, in a magazine interview, where he said, "Some people, they leave a mark on you. Not because of what they said, but because of how they made you feel without saying anything." Many believed that was about her. He didn't need to say her name. The emotion in his voice did the talking. People often ask, why did Demet keep it hidden? Why not speak about it? Why not share it? But the answer is simple. Because some memories are not meant for the world. They're not for headlines. Not for likes, comments, or applause. They're sacred. Private. And because sometimes, holding on to something quietly hurts less than letting go of it publicly. No one knows if Can ever found out she kept the gift. But those close to Demet said, she never moved it. Never touched it. Every time she moved homes, changed dressing rooms, or traveled, it came with her. Always the same small box. Once, a makeup artist who worked with her during a series shoot noticed it inside her bag and asked about it. Demet just smiled and said, "It reminds me of a time when things were simple." That was all. No names. No explanations. Just a faint smile and a look in her eyes that spoke louder than anything she could have said. Recently, fans noticed something strange. On Can Yaman's birthday, Demet posted nothing publicly. No stories, no tweets, no mentions. But a fan account claimed they saw her in Rome that same week. No photos. No proof. Just a rumor. Still, those who followed them for years know, when it comes to Can and Demet, the truth rarely lives online. It lives in glances. In silence. In a gift, hidden for years. Whether they talk again or not, whether they ever reunite or remain apart forever, the gift remains a symbol. Of love once shared. Of words unspoken. Of a connection that couldn't be erased even by time, distance, or fame. Demet didn't keep it to remember the pain. She kept it to remember that, once, she was loved, in a way that no one else ever saw. And sometimes, that's more than enough. We may never know exactly what was inside the box. But what we do know, is that it meant everything to her. And when something means that much, you don't throw it away. You don't forget it. You keep it. Somewhere only you can see. Somewhere it's safe. Somewhere it still lives. Tucked between folded letters and silent thoughts. In that quiet place of the heart where time doesn't pass, and feelings don't fade. A place untouched by headlines, by questions, by the noise of the world. A secret corner only one person knows exists. Because some stories aren't meant to be shared. They're meant to be kept. Protected. Cherished. Just like love. The kind that doesn't need loud declarations. The kind that survives without words. The kind that finds a home in a glance, in a touch, in a moment so brief you almost miss it. But never forget it. Just like memories. Fleeting, but eternal. Soft, but unforgettable. They echo in the silence. They speak in dreams. They return in the most unexpected ways. A song, a scent, a date on the calendar. And just like the story of Can and Demet. A story written not in ink, but in emotion. Not for the cameras, but for the soul. A story that began without warning and never truly ended. Just paused in time. Because not all love stories are loud. Some don't need fireworks or fairy tales. Some don't ask to be noticed. They simply are. They're written in stolen moments. In unsent messages. In words that stayed on the tip of the tongue. In that one gift, quietly given, and silently kept. Some love stories are written in whispers. So soft, only two hearts can hear them. So delicate, the world might miss them entirely. But they're real. And sometimes, the love that's hidden away is the one that stays the longest. Kept in a drawer. Guarded by memory. Alive in silence. Forever.